Welcome back to Trillium Talk and our continuing coverage of the 2025 Ontario provincial election. Liberal leader Bonnie Crombie and NDP leader Marit Stiles both started their day in the GTA today. Reporter Charlie Pinkerton from the Trillium joins us now from Queen's Park. Charlie, you spent time with both Crombie and Stiles this morning. Let's start with the Liberal leader. When she met with the media, anything new, or was she just reiterating her party's plan where healthcare is concerned?
Yeah, that was mainly it, Scott. She was in a downtown riding, not far from here at Queen's Park, so that affords me the luxury of not being in the cold all day. And so she was in Spadina, Fort York, with the Liberals candidate there. That's a NDP held riding, and as the Liberals have done a few times so far in the campaign, I suspect will continue to do. She was there to talk about healthcare and healthcare specifically for that riding, and her party's promise to get everyone a family doctor in 4 years. There was one sort of new bit, which is very, very riding specific, that the Liberal candidate there, whose name is April Engelberg, talked about, which was a spike in coyote attacks of all things in downtown Toronto. So the Liberal candidate there, blamed that at least partially on the demolition of Ontario Place for the redevelopment. She didn't exactly say what the Liberals would do to solve this apparent coyote problem. More so just blaming the government for, really flattening that site, which has been the case to pave the way for the Therma Spa there, but just really said that they'd, prioritize community safety. So anyways, aside from that, given this was Bonnie Crombie's first media avail in a couple of days, there was, numerous questions about events of the last few days, which I think we'll touch on at the end here.
All right. NDP leader Marit Stiles was joined by the president of the Ontario Nurses Association to make a healthcare announcement. What did Stiles announce?
Yeah, so coincidentally, in that same riding, which I should mention is one of these ones that will most likely go NDP or Liberal. For the Liberals, it's kind of a riding that if they're to win the election or if they're to even win official opposition, they kind of need this one. And for the NDP, same goes in terms of holding it. But in any event, yeah, so the NDP leader, Marit Stiles, was there with the ONA president, other representatives, nurses, to talk about her plan for improving the nursing workforce really in the province. The main pieces there were, she said that the NDP would consult with nurses to establish and legislate better nurse to patient staffing ratios, that they would end the reliance on private for-profit nursing agencies, which have become, grown in popularity these last few years and cost the government quite a bit of money. And that they would hire 15,000 nurses over the next 3 years. That seems like quite a tall task, but in any event, that's what they're promising. And I guess the other piece that I'll note that is while the ONA, was there in their official capacity, they did not officially endorse the NDP. One of the representatives said that was asked about that and said that they're constitutionally a nonpartisan group, but before we were having this chat, I was thinking that would kind of be like if there was a who makes the best cupcakes in Sault Ste. Marie contest, and I came and I said Scott Sexsmith makes really, really great cupcakes. Who am I vying for here? So that was what the NDP leader was up to. That's
a good analogy, and for the record, I'm a terrible baker. Charlie, yesterday on board Air Force One, President Trump indicated that he would be announcing today 25% tariffs on steel imported from Canada and Mexico. Now, this obviously impacts Ontario-based steel manufacturers Stelco and Algoma Steel. Have the leaders weighed in at all on this today?
Yeah, so that was really the focus, as it pretty much has been at every event that the PC leader, Doug Ford, has held. The announcement that he was making today was that if reelected, the PCs would ban Chinese government-owned companies from being involved in Ontario energy projects. He's, dating back really months now, pretty much since President Trump was elected, has been trying to say that, this sort of trade fights, wars, whatever you want to call them, that the president is waging, should not be against Canada. It should be against China. China's the threat. And so this was sort of following up on that. Something else that Ford did was called on Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to appoint his fentanyl czar, which was basically the main thing that Trudeau had promised when the tariffs were averted last minute, maybe last week. Of course, we're no longer in that place. And so, that's those are at least the new pieces from Ford. It's a bit tricky talking about this because all the leaders, each of the three major party leaders, they have said pretty similar things across the board about how they would, respond to potential tariffs or other trade action against Ontario. All of them have committed to, putting money into the economy to support and protect jobs and things like that. Fighting against Trump, they would support federal retaliatory tariffs. So there's not a ton of differentiation there. Something that Bonnie Crombie did talk about today was the establishment, if the Liberals are elected, of a fight tariffs fund, a FTF, which she said a couple times could be taken as a F Trump fund. So, there's that as well. Anyways, we'll sort of see more of this develop over the next few days because PC leader Doug Ford, in his capacity as premier and the leader of the Council of Federation, which is the group of all the premiers in the country, is going down to Washington, D.C. tomorrow. That's, I guess, a little bit of a controversial move by him because we're in this caretaker convention during the election period right now. Nevertheless, he's been, sort of given the go-ahead, I suppose, by the province's integrity commissioner. So he and the other premiers will be in D.C. These next couple of days. I think he gets there tomorrow, and we'll be there on Wednesday too. And surely this tariff talk will continue. And yeah, we'll at least keep hearing about that from Doug Ford himself.
All right. What does the rest of today look like for the leaders, Charlie?
So as far as I know, Liberal leader Bonnie Crombie, she planned to go around to a lot of Toronto businesses. That's what was on their agenda. I think she is sticking around Toronto and the GTA these next few days, is best that I know. And Marit Stiles was taking off to Port Colborne, I believe. So that's either in the Niagara region or nearby. My geography on that front is not phenomenal. So yeah, she was making a stop there. And in terms of what the PCD leader is doing, I don't know. I just know he goes to DC tomorrow. So yeah.
All right. Seems like your geography is the same as my baking skills. Reporter at the Trillium, Charlie Pinkerton, joining us from Queen's Park today. For complete Ontario election coverage, be sure to check out the Village Media outlet in your city. Become a Trillium Insider today at thetrillium.ca and watch Trillium Talk every weekday right here from the campaign trail with our team of reporters at the Trillium. For all of us at Village Media, thanks for watching.